Do you still remember when you were a kid? And then the teacher asked you a question. Who do you want to be when you grow up? Do you still remember what did you answer? Well, I do. I remember I answered, deep down in my heart, I said, I want to be a doctor. And I saw my classmates, they were like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to become a teacher. I want to be a ballerina. I want to be the president of the Republic of Indonesia. They were very enthusiastic. And they say, and I wonder why. Well, I will have a lot of friends who will be very successful later on. And then as I grew up as a teenager, I saw my friends, a lot of my friends, they achieved so many things. They won awards, they won competitions, and I wonder, I want to be like them too. But, well, I'm not good enough, I'm not that smart. What can I do? And later on, when I went to this university, I remember one of the first questions that was asked was actually, why did you choose this major? Who do you want to be after you graduate? And I was, okay, this is like kindergarten all over again. But this time, I answered with full hesitations. I don't know. Where am I going to be after I graduate? Do you know who you are going to be after you graduate? Well, some might be yes, some might be no. It was a very difficult question. And later on, when I wanted to be a part of a committee, we have like a screening committee, and they asked me, okay, what is your strength and weaknesses? And I thought, okay, my weaknesses are 1, 2, 3. It was like, okay, like that. It was easy. But then when it comes about, what is your strength? Do you know what is your strength? It took me hours, days, and weeks to think about what is actually my strength. And I wonder, since I was a kid, what is actually the thing that I love the most? And I remember, I really like culture. I really enjoy being involved in intercultural experiences. And that is why today I will be sharing about how intercultural experiences helped me and how it improved my personal development to make me go beyond my dreams and achieve more than what is my capability. But first of all, my inspiration is actually the World Youth Day. That was when I attended the World Youth Day in Panama last January 2019, and Pope Francis said, "Let us build bridges, not walls." I wonder, why should we build bridges? What did he mean? And I thought, okay, let's take a look at our newspapers now. Look at the conflicts, look at the violence, look at all this hatred that happens nowadays. When you find the root cause, it's actually because cultural differences. Because people are not equipped with the ability of the intercultural competences. And I wonder, maybe we should not build bridges, but how if we become the bridges? But in order to do so, we also need to have the meaning, what is intercultural experiences? So from the term intercultural experiences, let's take a look at culture. What is culture? Look at you. Look at what are the things that you like, the way you live your life, your language, your traditions, your customs, your favorite food, or maybe your values that has been passed from one generation to other generations. In a certain group, it's your values. And between one person and another person, they all might have different values, different cultures. And that is why we have intercultural experience, because you engage in a conversation or in an action with other people who are different than you. But maybe people think, okay, intercultural experience is like going abroad or become an exchange student. Take a look at the person who is sitting next to you. This person might speak different language. This person might have different background. Maybe have different beliefs or religion, different values. And when after this event you engage in conversation with them, you actually have conducted intercultural experience. Let's take into a bigger scale. Look at your family. Look how diverse your family is. Your family might comprise of a lot of people coming from different backgrounds, from different religions, and that's alright, it's your family. I'm going to share about my family. My parents, they come from different ethnics. My father and my mother, they speak different languages, they have different values, they have different traditions. So my sister and I, ever since we were born, we have already exposed to a lot of intercultural experiences. And the family of my father, they are very direct. Whenever they want something, they will just say it. For example, Agatha, can you get me a glass of water, please? Okay, I understand. Maybe this person is thirsty, so I take the glass of water for this person. Easy. But for the culture of my mother, it's really interesting because my aunt one day say, well, it's a very hot day, yeah? It's a very nice day, it's a very hot day. And I wonder, okay, what is she trying to say? So I try to communicate, maybe do you want a glass of water or iced tea, perhaps? So she's talking indirectly. From this experience, we can learn that actually there are so many ways to communicate, whether you want to communicate it directly or indirectly. This is just a small example of intercultural. And when you have the ability, when you expose in this kind of experience, you have the source that actually there are a lot of different values, there are a lot of different ways of communication. And it's okay if you have any preferences. You want to talk directly, you want to talk indirectly, that's okay, that's your preference. But the thing is, you already acknowledge that there are so many things to communicate. And how about the bigger scale? In a community, for example, look at your colleagues, the place where you study in university, the place where you work. Your colleagues, your friends, they have so many different values, they have different perspectives. And when you engage in conversation with them, it's already an intercultural experience. If you want to widen and also maybe challenge yourself to become maybe an exchange student or go abroad to find more and more intercultural experiences, that would be great. But how actually intercultural experiences help me to boost my confidence, to make me improve my personal development? Well, I will share to you my model, which I call the house model. You may have your own model, it's up to you, you can construct your own ideas. But in house model, I want to tell you that what is the first step of building a house? Of course, we ought to have the foundation, true. But this time, what is your foundation of yourself? Which I call self-awareness. Who am I? Ask yourself, find a moment of silence to talk to yourself. What is actually the things that you like? What is actually the things that make you passionate about? What's your culture? Find your strength through this foundation. When you have this foundation, stick to it. Get to know yourself, and then you ought to have a strong foundation. Once you have this, you will not be easy to be provocated because you already know who you are. What is the next step? After we have the strong foundation, we ought to build the body of the house. And I called it the pillars. My first pillar is about experience. I have told you earlier about how intercultural experiences is actually near us, it's among us. It's just we are very ignorant to realize it. I hope after this you know that you already have a lot of references to intercultural experiences. And intercultural experiences doesn't have to be very in a big or very wide. Just small things. It doesn't important with whom. It doesn't important when, how big the event is. As long as you can make meaning, you can give meaning to your intercultural experiences, you will learn a lot. For instance, it's very funny because I know that avocado is delicious, and the way we enjoy it is by making it as a juice, as a fruit salad. But do you know that in Latin America, avocado is actually a vegetable. You eat it with lemon, with salt. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to try this. But for me, avocado is really delicious. So when you have this experience, try these new things. Just explore that actually there are a lot of ways of enjoying avocado. They're the same as our life. There are so many things, so many ways to enjoy your life. You can just choose how do you want to explore it? How do you want to enjoy it? But how about if I don't have the privilege to get into this experience? Don't worry. Be creative. Nowadays we have internet. Just open the Google and then you will get a lot of new knowledge. Read books. How about the culture of people in Toraja? How is the history of people in Papua, in Sumatra? Even though we cannot go there physically, we can read it, we can get informations. We know that in Asia, family is a very important value. But do you know that actually in Italy, in most countries in Latin America, family is a very important value too. So despite all of cultural differences that happens, that exist among us, there are also similarities. And you can get all of this knowledge just by opening your smartphone and then type about, okay, Google take me to find new culture. Easy, no? But these two pillars will not be in function if we don't have the third pillar, which is open-mindedness. Step outside from your comfort zone. Go out from your own bubble. Try new things. Involve yourself to your new opportunity, things that you never done before. Just try new things. And then you will be surprised on how actually you can learn so many things just by stepping out from your comfort zone. If you come from a very homogeneous community, a very homogeneous circumstances, go find and involve yourself in a very heterogeneous community. And when you have these three pillars, you can learn the ability to adjust yourself because you already have so many references. Remember the example of the communication style? That's exactly the same with cultures. When I was an exchange student in Germany in 2016, and I remember as an Indonesian, for me, time is kind of an abstract concept. Because when we say, okay, let's meet at 6, it means, well, 6:30, 6:15, 6:45. But in Germany, they are very punctual. German people are very punctual. So when I get an appointment, okay, the appointment is at 7. I have to show up at 7. I find it very hard because, okay, I'm kind of flexible, but I have to be punctual this time. And when the train leaves at 7:03, it means the train leaves at 7:03. It will never wait for you. So I have to adjust myself to this new culture. And I tried really hard. When I go back to Indonesia, it was harder. I have to readjust myself to my own culture. Can you imagine adjusting yourself to your own culture? But this is happening. And you have to experience it to be able to learn, okay, this is interesting. So the key in this step, not only to have a strong foundation, but have the ability to adjust yourself. The key is to keep on adjusting and adjusting to your circumstances. After this, you can work in any kind of environment, believe me. It will not become an obstacle if you have colleagues from different countries, different nationalities, different backgrounds, different religion. Once you have these two strong foundations, nothing will stop you. How about that? How about after we have the pillars of the house, we can get achievements. And by achievements, doesn't merely meaning you won awards, you won competitions, you are awarded as a very important person. No. When you can respect other people, it's already an achievement. When you can step outside from your comfort zone, congratulations. It's an achievement to you. And people tend to ignore about it, but when you found what is your strength really is, it's an achievement. Congratulations. And then that is why from this model, I learned that I can enhance my personal development. You can make your own model. It doesn't have to be like this. But the key is to always don't forget to have a strong foundation. Keep adjusting yourself to any kind of circumstances. Open up yourself to new opportunities. Build a strong network. Meet your new friends. Learn from their perspective. Remember, when you step your foot or your feet in any land, behave like them. Step yourself into your other person's shoe. Imagine being another person who are not you for a day. And you will be amazed on how these things actually can improve, on how intercultural experiences can actually enhance your personal development. And now if you ask me, who do you want to be? Now I already answered, I already have the answer. I want to become the bridges. I want to become a bridge with my friends, with my family, for all these cultural differences among myself, like in my family, in my friends. And then I want to make it in a bigger scale, maybe in my community and hopefully in international wide. And I want to invite you. Come and join me. Let us become bridges. Let us connect these cultural differences among us. Let us make our intercultural experiences as our strength to make us enhance our personal development. Thank you.